Hey, Mark Rodriguez here, and you're watching what's it called? America's number one cure for insomnia, because it's been a while. The Diving Carter Wrestling Podcast, and with me are,
Ninja Panda 1980.
Jupi Chan or Ninja Jupe, whatever you want to choose to call me. Here I am. And I'm gonna just send this over to the one, the only, the most wonderful man that's no longer in the shadows because we have unlocked him from DLC. Here he goes. Oh,
Rodriguez.
woo!
oh goodness. All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about mostly AEW Revolution with the predictions. I know it's been a while, but, we talk about the matches, we give our thoughts, and we'll come back later after the show's over to compare, see who won and who lost and all that good stuff. And right now, actually just yesterday, this past Thursday, which is what would have been March the 2nd, is the very first episode of Ring of Honor coming back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get like a actual TV deal. The best they could do was being exclusive on the Ring of Honor Club and app there. And we saw a couple of matches there. Any general thoughts for people that any you guys seen it?
Oh, me?
Yeah, any thoughts, Wendy?
It was fun to watch. I really enjoyed watching I liked the match with Willow. I thought that was pretty cool to see. And what else did I like? Oh, yeah, Embassy one. That went without saying. Oh, the ladder match. That was fun to watch with Takeshita and all of them. I really enjoyed that one. And I was like rooting and going crazy with that one. And of course, the main event match, that really got me because like so many close pinfalls. And then I was like,
Oh yeah, that was Claudio Castagnoli and AR Fox.
yeah, I was like, oh my God, oh my gosh. And then when he used like his little big swing or whatever on him on AR Fox, and I was like, okay, this is over, this is over, this is over, like bam, bam, whoosh. And I was like, wait, why is this match still going? Oh my God, I'm like going crazy. When you saw me, going nuts.
Yeah. I like how Claudio was doing the big spin on AR Fox. We're like, oh crap, he's gonna tap,
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, we got to see Lady Frost go up against Willow. That was pretty cool. We saw Madison and Sky Blue go against the Renegade Twins, and special credit because at least here they actually bother to like name the twins. They could keep Charlotte and Robin apart because in AEW Dark they don't even bother. They're just like, yeah, so there's one of them, and you know what I mean? So it's like, what the hell? And they were dressed up the same this time. There were times in Dark where one has like I guess their hair out and the other one has their hair tied back, or one has a slightly more revealing outfit than the other to tell them apart. And even then the commentary is like, yeah, she's grabbing that one and she's tagging in her sister, the other one. And like, geez, man. And of course we
Yeah,
got to
and
see what's his name? We got to see Jay Briscoe. Yeah, we got to see Jay Briscoe in action there with the Eminem with the upside down hat. And I forgot what match was it. There was a match. Oh, I think it was a Claudio match, right? Where Eddie Kingston showed up in his space after the match, like kind of hinting that he might transfer the title.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Willow was also talking about her winning streak, and Athena showed up, and it's like I guess next episode's gonna be Athena versus Willow, which of course for the upcoming pay-per-view Ring of Honor end of this month, we're gonna have Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there was something happened with Eddie Kingston there, William.
yeah, it was actually rather strange at the end of AEW that he was doing an interview, and when asked about the 10 security guards that had to pull him away from Ortiz, he just looked at the screen and he said, well, it's pretty simple. I quit. Peace out, and walked out the door, which now leads us to he's officially signed to Ring of Honor. So that's going to be the new storyline for him, which, I wish him the best of luck. He seems like he'd probably get a bigger push in Ring of Honor as opposed to AEW. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. He had a thing on his what do you call it, his socials where it says, I went into the Ring of Honor locker room and felt free. free from snakes and liars and disgusting egomaniacs that are all for self and not for the company. It felt good to be with men and women who want to do their jobs. I remember when AEW used to be like that. Shots fired, man. But yeah. Any thoughts, Johnny? You also got to see the Ring of Honor first episode and their big comeback.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the streaming at my end wasn't that great either ways. But definitely the Claudio Castagnoli fight, that's the match to watch. That's probably the only match I actually really watched most of it. And then the one with Widow, that was a pretty good match as well. All the other wrestlers are not too familiarized who they are, but they're still good and talented. I just don't really know who they are that much. But I do but I do like the fact that this is weekly, so over time you're gonna watch more of these matches and gonna kind of start to know a little bit better on the wrestlers, on the non-AEW wrestlers. It'll be pretty good to watch that as well. So I'm actually looking forward to see the next episode. I think the build-ups are really pretty good, considering that's the first episode, like the first comeback episode. So it's pretty good.
And also next week, other than the Athena and Willow match, it's also time to bring more boys, right? Because we got he's going to be wrestling next week, showing countless boys. Now, another thing I do want to wonder, though, is that for a while there, since, Ring of Honor didn't have a show, a lot of these guys, like, Matt Taven and Brian Cage and his group and Takeshita and all them, we're wrestling a lot on Dark Elevation. So I'm thinking that maybe now that they have a Ring of Honor show, maybe they won't be on Dark so much. They'll be more focused here. So, we'll see what happens there, And also more of Athena's like shenanigans and everything, Now she has more of a platform to do her stuff, Because of course we gotta face the fact I know lots of these plots sometimes start in Dark and stuff, but not many people watch Dark, you know what I mean? And everything. So anyways, we're gonna start now with AEW Revolution.
Wait. I just have one more thing to say about Ring of Honor. For me personally, I've never really watched much of Ring of Honor. I might have caught it here and there, but not enough to know anything about it. So they say like this is kind of like a relaunch for it, So hopefully maybe I can get into Ring of Honor. Like I know other people used to watch it a lot, so hopefully it's run a little better or it's run okay and all that other stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's just so weird because when I first got into Ring of Honor was because the whole Cody thing. So I was watching him there. I was watching Cody, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page and all them on Ring of Honor. So like AEW kind of felt like following Cody over there with his shenanigans. But it's weird now that all this stuff changed throughout the years, and now that Ring of Honor is back, they're coming back, but without Cody, without the Bucks, without Hangman or all that. So it's kind of interesting. So anyways, let's get started with the predictions, guys. We're going to go bottom to top because they always have the main event at the top on the Wikipedia article. Now, this time we're going to be smart like last time. When we're done with the whole thing, before we close out, we're going to refresh that page and see if they got any last-minute matches or any, kickoff show matches or whatever like they always do. As right now, as a super right now that we're filming, there's only 8 matches on the Wikipedia. That may change as time goes on. And not to mention that, what's it called? Rampage is airing as we speak, so they're going to probably announce a last-minute match here and there. So anyways, before we start, let me just draw my cool drink here, the Sheets coffee. I wish this is so cool if we were sponsored, but we're not. But Sheets coffee, iced coffee, and it's orange creamsicle. And I was waiting for the whole week. I'm like, I wanted to drink it, but I'm kind of like, no. I'll drink it on the podcast and give my official thoughts on the flavor. If I can even taste the orange creamsicle. I was going to buy coffee, regular coffee, like mocha. I didn't know they had flavors like this. I guess I can smell a bit of it, but it smells more like just coffee.
I bet you I could make a better coffee.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I guess you get a small hint of orange creamsicle, but just tastes like a regular kind of coffee, mocha cappuccino type thing. But I'll be high all night. So, anyways, guys, yeah, let's start with the first match here, and we'll give our thoughts and the build up and everything. So, first match we got here is Jungle Boy Jack Perry having a no holds barred match against Christian Cage. And for the longest time of Christian Cage getting injured and stuff, and always being in the cast and all that, now he's finally cleared to wrestle. Now he's finally back and everything. And it was kind of a good idea. I mean, they kind of stretched it out a bit, having Luchasaurus go against him for a while as an extension of that and stuff to kind of give him time to heal, because obviously that was not part of their plan. He was not supposed to be injured in that kind of a way, to be like on the shelf for so long. So they were clever in having Jack Perry fight against Luchasaurus for a while, then fight other people like Brian Cage or whatever. But then, of course, Christian Cage would still come in to taunt or do some bullshit just to kind of remind you that these two guys hate each other, So now that he's back, now we got the actual match here. One last thing I do want to say, Luchasaurus is apparently having some kind of like legal copyright issue. I don't know what's the name of the company or something. There's some kind of like effects company or something that wants to sue because apparently the Luchasaurus mask is like the exact same mask they use for their products or some bullshit. So, and they're doing trouble because they're making money off that mask. They're selling Luchasaurus action figures with the mask and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably why we haven't seen them on TV lately. But as for this match, it's real hard to say. I want to give it to Jack Perry because this should be like the big final match where they're finally, we waited all this time and Jack Perry can finally get his hands on him and stuff. And I really want to give it to him with the whole legal trouble behind the scenes, unless Luchasaurus comes in with a brand new mask or something temporarily or whatever. He might maybe come in. There's no holds barred. I'm assuming no rules. He could come in, do some bullshit, and have Christian win in the end. I don't know, but I want to give it up for Jack Perry, though.
I agree with you. I'm going to give it up to Jack Perry as well. I mean, if you remember the last time we brought up this match, I was quite fuming, to say the least. Mm-hmm. But I've been waiting a long time for this, and it's time for it to come to a conclusion. I think what's going to happen is, Jungle Boy's going to be kind of in a weakened state. And then Luchasaurus is going to have like, a conflict of interest as far as it goes with Christian Cage. Hopefully he comes out with a new mask. That'd be nice to see. And I think he's going to, pull off a maneuver to make it so that Jungle Boy wins. So I give it to Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Just a quick question. Dealing with Christian, he isn't planning on retiring or anything anytime soon, is he?
Never heard any announcements or anything.
He hasn't made any sort of announcements. I know he's just been recuperating from the torn tricep that he had.
I saw, okay. It would make sense for him to win. So yeah, I want to go with Jungle Boy in this one. I think he would win. I like how, and I kind of like your predictions with that one. Like maybe Luchasaurus somehow interferes in some way, and then create an interesting storyline where, like you said, some kind of a conflict of interest, and he turns on Christian, and then Christian has to get another lackey or something, or just a way to end the storyline. As far as I know, it's been going on for a good while. And in this day and age, you can't have storylines going on for too long because everyone has the attention spans of that.
This is true, but also I think it's going to be a good fight even if Luchasaurus doesn't show up, because Jungle Boy, like I said, the further this has been going on, it's been making him a bit more darker and a bit more brutal as far as his wrestling style. So he's finally becoming the Jungle Man, if you will. But yeah, either way, it's going to be a good fight, and Christian Cage is probably going to get the snot beat out of him. So.
Okay, well, I'm going with Jungle Boy with this one.
Yeah, so I would also go with Jungle Boy. I think, especially now that Jungle Boy is getting a lot more darker and more aggressive, I think he's going to do something really bad and really cheesy. He's gonna probably beat the shit out of Christian Cage. It's gonna be like one of those intense matches, and Jungle Boy's probably gonna do something that nobody expected him to do, I guess, in this match. Like even more worse than the last match he was in. So I'm actually looking forward to this match, and I do think Jungle Boy will win this one.
There we go. So all four of us are going for Jungle Boy. There we go. So the next one we have here is a six-man tag team match for the AEW World Trios Championship. It's the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt, and Nick Jackson going up against the House of Black with Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. And yeah, the House of Black have kind of made their appearances here and there, kind of targeting the Elite. I haven't really seen them like having too many things together. The Elite's been challenging other people and stuff. But what can I say? I don't know. I don't know if they would pull the trigger on them because they love the fucking Elite so much. I would really love the House of Black to win. And especially you got the extra hidden ace of Julia Hart, because Julia Hart can always come in and spit the mist on Kenny's face or something and get the win that way. So I don't know, man. Against better judgment, I'm going to just gamble and say the House of Black. Like, I really think the fucking Elite's going to win because, oh, the Elite and everything. But whatever. House of Black, and we'll see if they do it.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I'm gonna go with the House of Black. Yeah, everybody can shout Elite all they want, but when it comes down to it, they've had to dial it back majorly so they didn't look like a bunch of buttholes since they returned from the whole CM Punk suspension incident. So yeah, this would give them more of a chance to create more of a storyline with the Elite characters and actually make them look like less of a bunch of jerks. So, yeah, I go ahead and give it to the House of Black strictly on principle alone.
Honestly, okay, for me, there is no strategy, no logic, no anything. I just want the House of Black to win because I like the House of Black. That's my only reason. Okay. That my reason is superficial. All right, I'm sending it over to you, Johnny Rodriguez.
You're muted, Johnny.
All right, so I'm with you guys. I would really love the House of Black to win this match. Obviously, because Kenny Omega's a talented wrestler, but I'm not a big fan of Max and Nick Jackson per se. So I would just want the House of Black to win this match. And you said that they haven't really been on the ring for that long, right? They haven't had much TV appearances lately.
They have here and there, but we haven't really seen like too many things of like we haven't really seen the House of Black mess with the Elite too much. You know how those got these little fights and security's got to break them up and shit. We haven't really seen too many of those things. Maybe just little promos here and there. So you know,
for that reason, I would like the House of Black to win just so that they could actually win this thing and, you know, they could just do their thing, you know, and have more TV appearances.
Yeah. So, yeah, clean sweep for House of Black. Now, this one might be more divisive. We'll see. We've got the match for the, what's it called here? Let me make sure I got the right one because there's two of them. We've got the three-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship with the current champion, Jamie Hayter, which is awesome because, again, thanks to Thunder Rosa vacating the title, instead of her being an interim champ, she is now like the official champ. That's pretty cool. And she's going to be going up against Saraya and going against Ruby Soho. So for the last couple of weeks, Saraya and Tony Storm have turned heel, and they've been kind of doing kind of like the NWO thing, sort of. I mean, I call it NWO thing because, yeah, they beat up people and they spray paint them when they're like knocked down the floor. That's NWO stuff to me, yo. And then you got Jamie here with Britt Baker. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't want to. I don't really see Britt Baker as a face. I just see her as a lesser heel, I guess. And then Ruby Soho is kind of sort of caught in the middle, and they were doing a lot of matches here and there where it's like, oh my God, what side is Ruby gonna choose? Because they're kind of doing a thing where Saraya and and Tony Storm are kind of like representing, like they're not quite saying WWE, but they're kind of representing that they're WWE people. They're like from the outside, and they're going up against Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker because they're more homegrown. They got like the WWE versus the homegrown people, and they're trying to get Ruby with one or the other. And I'm kind of curious what happened to Hikaru Shida. She was kind of part of it. She just kind of vanished. So who knows? She might have an appearance in this one, maybe. So up to the last match that we had last week, or well, I mean earlier this week. I forgot it was Tony Storm versus wasn't she going up against Riho? Wendy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's Tony Storm versus Riho.
Yeah.
Saraya showed up, and then Ruby showed up. And at first, Ruby socked out Saraya because she was like, ganging up on Jamie, and it kind of, or on Tony. So it kind of sounds, wait, what the fuck? I'm confused by the people now. No, wait, no, I think Tony came in. No, Tony was wrestling Riho.
Yeah.
Jamie came in, and Jamie started attacking Tony, and Saraya came in too. Ruby came in, and Ruby socked out Saraya, which made people think like, oh, okay, so Ruby Soho is signing with Jamie Hayter. But no, Ruby turns around and socks out Jamie too, so she's still like on her own side. So now there's like the big match. There's a big culmination of that. There's like the big three-way match for the title, and I don't know. I want to give it to Jamie Hayter because I like her character, and me, I hate like these short reigns. It feels like she just won the title. I want her to retain. If I had to choose the other two, I really want to say Ruby Soho because I feel it is just way too soon for Saraya to have a title. Saraya has literally only had 2 matches since she came back, like versus Britt Baker and versus I think it was Sky Blue. She's only had literally 2 matches since she came back. It is way too soon to have a title. If it had to be someone else, it'd be Ruby Soho. But I'm going to go for Jamie Hayter. I want Jamie Hayter to retain, and we'll see what happens there. But I did remember that originally Hikaru Shida was kind of part of the storyline. She keeps getting like dissed and ignored for other people. So it'd be kind of cool if she somehow came in and she somehow cost the match to someone else. Let's say Saraya was going to pin her or something, and then like Hikaru Shida does XYZ, and that's what leads Jamie Hayter to win or something. So I kind of think maybe Hikaru Shida will have some role in there. Definitely Britt Baker's going to probably have a role in there cheating. Reba's going to probably be in there cheating. We'll see how that goes. But, Tony Storm. Yeah, the whole gang. We got all these people. We got Tony Storm, Reba, Britt Baker, and maybe Shida that can all just come in and sabotage this thing, But, yeah, I'm going to say that Jamie Hayter's going to retain. That's my big vote for today.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a different route with this. Like you said, everybody else is kind of got somebody that can help them cheat and enforce her in a way. I think Hikaru Shida is going to show up, but I think the winner and the person that she's going to back up is actually going to be Ruby Soho. Because if you think about it, in the whole situation, those two have been kind of outsiders. They wanted Soho to choose a path between the two. She hasn't. So she's going to be, the main target. That's going to be a person they're going to jump and try to kick out of the way. She needs backup. Hikaru Shida shows up, sets her up for the win. She gets the title. And then after a while, it's probably going to be a heat between Hikaru Shida and Soho. So that's kind of the way I feel it's going to go. But I'm going to give Ruby Soho the win on this one.
Interesting. Now, I was thinking along the lines of maybe that they're going to let Jamie retain. But if I were forced to choose, I think that, for someone outside of Jamie, I would actually go with Ruby with this one for pretty much what you just said. Well, kind of like what you just said. But I still feel like it would be kind of soon for her to lose her title. For Jamie to lose her title, I feel. So I feel that she's going to retain. But I think it would be nice if Ruby actually won. So I'm kind of mixed on this one of who I think will win, even though I'm kind of leaning more towards Jamie here. but I do agree. I have to say this. Saraya should not win. That's all I'm saying with that one. She really shouldn't. I don't think she'd be a good choice there. You know what? I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I want to go with Ruby.
So this is quite a match. There's a lot going on. I'm like between Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho. But I don't know, maybe Ruby Soho can win this match. See what happens.
No, that'd be kind of cool. We'll see how it goes. I guess I'm the only one that's a hater, right? Couple haters. Okay, so right now the next match we got singles match, which is Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. Just kind of continuing this little feud they have with each other and everything. No time on the line or anything. This particular match, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the epitome of sports entertainers, are banned from ringside, so no cheesy shit. But unfortunately, you know how it is. That doesn't mean they might not still want to show up somehow anyway. But they're officially banned from ringside, and I don't know. I think without the title on the line, and I believe Jericho had already had a couple of wins over Ricky Starks already with all his cheesiness and cheating and XYZ. I'm gonna give it to Ricky Starks. I think this is like the big one. I think this is like the big one. The Ricky Starks will finally win over Jericho and kind of end this little whatever they have, this random feud that they're just getting into each other's spaces and stuff all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Ricky Starks too. Absolute Ricky Starks.
Nerd.
Over there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do have to agree. I'm gonna have to give it to Ricky Starks. This has been going on long enough with the Jericho Appreciation Society. You know what? You keep doing that. I'm gonna change your name to Jojo Rodriguez. That's what But yeah, this thing has been going on long enough, and it's time for Jericho to take the L. And without his cheerleading squad behind him, and it being a straight up match, I think Starks can win it. It's gonna take a while. This match is gonna be a banger. I believe that full-heartedly, but I think he could pull it off. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ricky Starks.
You gotta give credit though that after all these years and his age, and sometimes the poutine catches up to him and whatever, it's so cool that Jericho can still give out like banger matches though.
Oh yeah, for him going up in age, especially between that and his wrestling and his music and doing a podcast and being busy all the time, the man can still go. Like he's still in his 20s.
I was like, how in the world does he deal with family? You know, like he's all over the place and get the family too or whatever. All right, so my friend, oh yeah, it's Ricky Starks. But anyway, let me give a reason as to why. Love the setup for that. You know, like when they like on Dynamite when Ricky Starks it was like talking, you know, calling Jericho out and all that other stuff. And then Jericho showed up and he was talking his crap, and then Ricky Starks was saying like, see, I know I probably can't beat you, but I know I can fight against you going against one of the greatest, and building up Jericho's ego. And then he was saying, like, you can't have your goose with you during our match if we fight. And that thing where he was saying, like, I don't have a pen, so I can't sign. Well, I have one. And then he signed it. Oh, I love that. It was just so funny. I know this is so irrelevant, but I loved it. Just had to get that out there. I thought it was great. And the fact that, of course, the commentator was like, did Stars get what he wanted? Duh. He played Jericho so he can keep his goons away. Now, of course, his goons beat him up because it's not the pay-per-view, but So either way, I think Ricky Starks is going to win the match, and Jericho's going to end up losing. I mean, if he gets spun into submission by what's his face, I mean, why not? All right.
Yeah, that's right. He did tap out the cardio.
Yep. So, I mean, like I said, if he could get spun into submission, I mean, why not? Why can't he lose to Ricky Starks? And then Ricky Starks can, hold that over him. But then somehow after the match is over, when it's officially over, then the JAS will come out there and beat up Starks or something.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I would really want Ricky Starks to win this match. This whole like Jericho Association Club thing is long overdue. It's getting a little, I don't know, a little boring or a little repetitive at this point. So, just let Ricky Starks win the match, and it's good too because it will be like this big match that he won, against Chris Jericho. That'd be awesome.
Now, I do wonder if some of the people, maybe not the whole gang, but let's say, for example, Sammy comes in to cheat. Maybe Action Andretti will come in to stop him or something, have a little cameo there, since they seem to keep doing that too. All right, guys. So next match we got here is Samoa Joe versus Wardlow, singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. And I'm very curious about this one. I want to see how this one goes. I'm also very curious because there's this kind of thing with Powerhouse Hobbs also kind of getting involved there, So I'm kind of curious if he's going to somehow, get in there and interfere or something and cost him the match. So, I don't know. This is a tough one. Like a couple of months ago, I would have said Wardlow, but the thing is, they really dropped the ball. Like once Wardlow beat up MJF, they really should have put the rock out on his back and stuff, but they just slowed the roll on him. I'm kind of, I don't know. Wasn't Wardlow already AEW TNT champ before too? Like it doesn't feel as unique anymore. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Samoa Joe. I'm gonna say Wardlow's gonna get real close to it. Maybe Hobbs comes in to somehow interfere. That might cause like a Wardlow versus Hobbs feud down the line or something. But I'm gonna give it to Samoa Joe winning the match. This is one of those Vince McMahon, men slapping meat kind of matches,
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a big brawl. It's just going to be two men beating the hell out of each other. But Samoa Joe is kind of he's kind of their Roman Reigns when it comes to the championship title right now. Like, they're not going to take that thing off of him.
He's Samoan. That's all we need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You got a point there. I don't know if like Tony Khan's just giving him an IOU for like the X Division in TNA. I don't know what's going on, but they're making it so like Samoa Joe pretty much just looks indestructible at this point. So I think they're going to keep that ball rolling until somebody else comes along. As much as I would love for it to be Wardlow and then give him a bigger push than what they've been giving him, Samoa Joe's going to retain the title.
Okay. I think Hobbs going to be there to taunt both of. Oh wait, what kind of a match is it again?
Just a singles match, no special stipulation or nothing.
Okay, so no double count outs or nothing like that, or disqualification, so that what's name technically loses but still technically retains, or nothing like that, huh?
No.
Those setups like that, huh? Because that's what I would kind of expect to happen. Like technically, Joe should lose, but due to some technicality, he still retains. Something like that. Darn. Okay. First of all, I just have to say this: DK, Donkey Kong. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Joe's probably going to retain. But, he is like a powerhouse. And I still think Hobbs is going to be involved in some way. Because when he was just looking at him on like, was it Dynamite the other night or whatever, and he just sitting there just holding the thing, like just sitting there, it's like, I got all day. And just looking at them, oh my gosh, I was just laughing so much. I kind of pay attention to what I'm supposed to pay attention to. And I'm too busy laughing at other things. Yeah, Joe's probably going to win. Okay, you got this, Johnny.
Okay, so I don't know, for this match, I guess Samoa Joe will win this match again. I guess. I guess it's the momentum they want to keep going with. I'm honestly not too invested in this match to begin with, so for me it's either or. But I think Samoa Joe is going to probably win this match.
Hmm. So next one we got here, this has been building up for a while. This became more of like just a blood feud. You know what I mean? It became like John Moxley beat the crap out of Adam Page so bad that it was like, they have concussions or whatever the fuck, and like could even wrestle and whatever else. And then Adam Page also beat the shit out of John Moxley so bad he was also out for a couple of weeks and stuff like that. And yeah, so I guess all of this is going to culminate here. It's a Texas death match, and I'm assuming no rules, disqualification, or whatever. And with John Moxley, I'm assuming lots of blood. But I'm thinking somewhere down the line, we're going to get a couple of the Blackpool Combat Club guys coming in, but also the Dark Order guys coming in, which, by the way, Dark Order has like a cool, epic new theme song. So I really hope they do something with them, because you don't just give them a kick-ass, more awesome new theme and not do stuff with them. So hopefully they'll do something. But damn, man, Moxley versus Adam Page. I don't know which one I want to see win more. It's harder because there isn't a title on the line. So I would have just said, oh, Moxley will just retain. But no, this is I don't know, man. This is a real tough one. Yeah, I'll give it to Adam Page. I'll give it to Adam Page. I kind of feel it's hard. Like there isn't really a face in this one, is there? I guess Adam Page is the face, but I don't know because John Moxley is also indestructible. John Moxley. So yeah, I'll just give it to Adam Page. We'll see what happens. But either way, it's gonna be one hell of a slobber knocker.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. They're going to beat the living hell out of each other. But I got a feeling it's going to be Adam Page on this one, mainly because of the fact of, if anything, this fight's more of a fight for respect, I guess, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they both beat the crap out of each other on two different occasions. So now this is just going to be the final collision. And it doesn't seem like Moxley respects him enough. And Moxley's one of those type of characters where it's like, all right, if you beat the crap out of me, then I respect you. So I think that's what this is really all about. And then Adam Page is going to gain his respect by beating the holy tar out of him. So, yeah, I got Adam Page for the win on this one. As long as he doesn't give himself a concussion doing a buckshot lariat or anything stupid like before. There'll
be so much blood. Even Abdullah's going to be like, whoa, guys, tone it down some.
Hey, it could be worse. They could do like Kenny Omega and Moxley did and have that lights out match again.
Okay, I need to look that one up. Okay. All right. So this was a no-brainer to me, Adam Page. But that's because for a superficial reason. I'm sick of Moxley and I wish he'd go away. The end. Johnny!
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, I would also root for Adam Page. He's a progressive and all that, but it's more because I don't know. I don't see the appeal to John Moxley, like super gruesome, bloody matches, and it's always has to be so gory in every pay-per-view I've seen him fight in. Like it's just after a while it gets a little old seeing that. It's just I don't know. It's just like, do we really need to see all that blood all the time? I sure don't think I want to see that.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of backwards now because it used to be when he was in WWE, he wanted to be the hardcore guy in the like Super Nintendo PG era of it. Now here it is. He's the rated R guy. He finally gets to be the rated R guy, but everybody else is PG and they're just tired of it. So I don't know. Like, honestly, I still got to go with Page on this one, but if Moxley can make it through this match without bleeding from the forehead, I'd be surprised.
Does he bleed a lot? I mean, he has to. Seriously.
between him and Dustin Rhodes, it's pretty much a given.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, Dustin, yeah, I know that, but
I mean, Dustin, you plug him on the forehead good, it's pretty much done on.
so I had blades on their fingers. Oh, there you go.
Right?
No, he had blades inside him somehow. Just if you hit a certain point, it'll make him bleed. But ew. See, I don't like bloody matches. I never really did. I just think of disease and Hep C and Abdullah the Butcher. Pretty much.
So all of us are going for Hangman Page.
Yeah.
I think so far the only match that's been kind of divisive is just the one with the ladies, just the Ruby Soho match with Hayter
Yeah,
and Saraya.
that's a hard one, honestly.
That's why we need Jack Knives here as a contrarian. That's what happens. But okay, so now we've got like this. Let me get the full details. We've got four-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And the last couple of episodes of Dynamite, there's been a couple of matches to decide, who gets to be part of this. So here we've got the current AEW tag team champs are the Guns, also known as the Ass Boys, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn. And they're going to be going up against the Acclaimed. Yeah, Sesame, Anthony Bowens, and Max Caster, because the Acclaimed has arrived, And they're also going up against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And thanks to this previous match on Dynamite that they won, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen as a tag team too. So, this is a tough one because even though the Acclaimed should be like the champs and all that cool stuff, I feel it's too soon for them to get the titles back right away. Even though the crowd, I know they're going to love it and blah, 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 and scissor, scissor, scissor and all that. I don't want them to just get it so quickly. I want it to be more of a struggle. I want like an actual match. Maybe in the next pay-per-view, we'll have like an actual Guns versus Acclaimed match. They could win it then. But here, with these extra guys, I don't know. Now, I'm going to expect a lot of real close calls to make the audience like whatever. And then, obviously someone kicks out. But I don't see the Acclaim winning it so soon. The Guns may retain, but very well, we might actually have Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett win the titles. Who knows? I really don't see Cassidy and Danhausen. I mean, they'll have their skills and they'll have their curses, all that bullshit, all the comedy and, the entertainment, but I don't see them winning. Damn. The only reason I want the Guns to retain is because if they do go against the Acclaim, have the Acclaim beat them then. But I don't know, man. I want to kind of give it to Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett just for something different. So I'm going to give it to those two. And even though I can't stand Jay Jarrett's fucking theme song, so loud and obnoxious, but I'll give it to Lethal and Jarrett and see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to play a different route, more surprising route with you. I'm going to go with Danhausen and Orange Cassidy. Because, yeah, it's been a good while that they've had any sort of titles, title runs, title shots, anything. Especially since this is their first real time teaming up together. But for them to go...
Well, Cassidy's the Atlantic champ, though.
Yeah, true. But for them to also, being a match where they have to go up against the Acclaim, which are also two very fast, high-flying style characters, that's going to be a good conflict because they pretty much would have, mutual styles between the two. So I think, yeah, they're going to get the titles. They're not going to keep them for long. But I honestly think it's going to be Hausen and Orange Cassidy. Not to mention, if you think about it, think about the comedy that would be between the Acclaim and Hausen and Cassidy. Yeah, it would be hilarious. They could keep that going for a little while. So just off that comedic build-up, it would be just as good as a grudging build-up or something of that nature. It would keep you tuned in. So that's why I go with those two.
Okay. I want that for the comedy.
Right.
for the comedic possibilities. I would like that. But I think the Guns are going to retain. Do I want them to retain? Actually, I don't know. But I just think they are going to retain the titles. I don't know. I just couldn't see the others winning at this moment. Maybe a little later, so they haven't had those titles long. But then again, they got the titles in such an underhanded way, so them losing it would make sense. Huh. Now that gave me something to think about. I may go towards the Orange Cassidy and Danhausen here.
I don't remember the Guns even defending their titles in a match yet, have they?
They haven't. They haven't. But they did win them in an underhanded way to begin with, so it makes sense if they lost it because of that alone, right? I don't think they should let the Acclaimed win because the Acclaimed are so over anyway. So I don't think they should win. I don't think Jeff Jarrett should either. Jarrett and what's-his-face shouldn't either. They shouldn't even be in this matchup, honestly. This is just me personally. But, you know what? I'm going to go with William with this one. I want to go with William and say Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Because, like I said, I think the Guns should lose because they won dirty way of winning the titles to begin with. I think the Acclaimed, they're already super over. They don't need to win. Like I said, Jarrett and what's-his-face shouldn't be there. So I'm just going with who's left. The end. There we go.
I just find it just a coincidence that this is the same tag team for Ric Flair's last match. It was Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Ric Flair and Andrade. And apparently Ric Flair won like 300 million or 300,000 for that match.
That's all?
It's like 3 and 6 zeros. Isn't that 300,000?
I'm sorry. The fact that they should be paying the audience, each person that witnessed that match that amount. Had paid for everyone's therapy after watching it.
Oh, you mean that?
See, I just heard about it. That was trauma.
Whoa.
Just saying.
What was that, William?
Oh, you mean that senior citizen mauling? That was just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in beating up senior citizens. I think that's a terrible thing to do.
Exactly.
In my mind, Ric Flair's last match is still his match that he did with Shawn Michaels. In my mind, he never went beyond that point. He never wrestled again. He was fully retired. This was just a fever dream.
Yep. He hit the brakes right at WrestleMania, and that was it.
Yep. The other stuff never happened. I'm in a coma. There's a FNAF theory. I don't know. I'm not there. All right, Johnny.
So for this match, I think like what almost everybody else said, I think it would be the Orange Cassidy and Nelson, whoever wins. I don't know. But I would root for those two. Of course, it's going to be like a comedic thing with them there. But I would still, a part of me would prefer them to win the match compared to the, I don't know, Acclaimed and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And I don't know. It's just kind of a weird match, to be honest. Some of the people are like, why are they even there?
It's almost like a whole bunch of flippy shit. I think the only one that doesn't do the flippy shit in that match is just Jeff Jarrett, right? And maybe Danhausen, right? I don't think Danhausen does flippy shit either, does he?
No, Danhausen does like high flyer stuff every once in a while, but he's not really like a full-on acrobatic, wrestler.
Yeah. So it's like Jeff Jarrett's like the only dude there that won't be doing all the flippy shit. Well, I don't know. I forgot how the Guns wrestle. I haven't seen them wrestle. They're always just there to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they were there. Well, yeah, they're there to be there. They're there during their therapy sessions with the Acclaimed and...
Yeah. So the next match we got here is the big...
Wait. Quick question. Just quick opinion. So what if the Guns do retain? Just a theory, especially from what you, William. What do you think they could go with that if they let the Guns retain?
if they let the Guns retain, I got a feeling that from there, it would more than likely be a feud with the Acclaimed because,
Mhm.
let's face it, with their fan base and everything, they are just nuclear as far as faces go. I mean, you see how popular they are, and they haven't had a title yet. So for them to get a title at that point, that would just send them to the moon. It would just be done for. But I don't think they're ready to do that just yet. That's why I'm going to give it to Housen and Orange Cassidy and, have them have this big comedic conflict. And that's where it all pops off.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I said before, if the Guns retain, they should have like one big final match against the Acclaimed in the next pay-per-view or something. Because I don't feel that if the Acclaimed does win and get their titles back, I don't think it makes sense to do it now with all these extra third and fourth parties involved. It should be a legit just 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, I guess, Guns versus Acclaimed. I think they're going to continue.
Maybe I'm a little late on the call here, but what happened to Hook? I remember Danhausen and Hook used to be partners, but now Hook's just kind of like gone.
Hook's partner with someone else now, isn't he? Who's he with the last? Did he wrestle this week?
I'm not even sure.
I can't keep up.
My mind's drawing a blank, but Hook's hanging around someone else lately. I kind of want to say maybe Darby, but someone else. He's hanging around with someone else. He's not hanging around with the Danhausen anymore, but he is with someone else. I just right now kind of slipped my mind. But he still is on TV every other Wednesday or so, And he's having, better matches that aren't just like, squash matches, So that's kind of, cool. So next we have here is the big main event for the Triple B. I forgot what he said the B stood for, but it's let me see here. Yeah. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah. 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship between MJF, the current champion, and Bryan Danielson, which as usual, MJF made Bryan run the gauntlet versus several wrestlers. It was like this kind of stipulation that he had to win throughout these, 4 or 5 weeks worth of matches. And if he doesn't, then he would, he wouldn't have to do this match anymore. But of course, Bryan Danielson did persevere. I think he went up against Roosh. He went up against, I believe, Lance Archer because they keep doing that. Like Lance Archer was like the go-to guy to send. I think Brian Cage, maybe. And I forgot who else. But I don't know if you remember anyone. Oh, I think Takeshita also. He also sent Takeshita after him and everything. And even though Takeshita hates MJF, but What? Oh yeah, I know. So Daniel Bryan did persevere and everything. So now there's the big match, 60 minutes and everything. And I don't know, man. I mean, I know the fan base because the thing is, the American Dragon. I'll just say that the American Dragon didn't like he's here not so much to win titles. He's here to just have fun and wrestle and to like elevate other people. I know a lot of people are pissed. Like the fan base are kind of pissed because like, oh, you bring him here and he's not winning any titles. You're squandering him. Oh, they're dropping the ball and all that bullshit. They really want him to get a title, but I don't think he cares anymore. I don't think he cares like out of character to get titles. He's there to wrestle. He's there to fight as many different people as he can and elevate more stars. So I do want to say I think MJF's going to retain. It feels like he just won the title. Again, he needs longer reign, rub into people's faces or whatever. And I think that out of character, out of kayfabe, Daniel Bryan does want to get in there and really help elevate MJF during the match. It'll be, one hell of a match. It'll be a 60-minute match. It'll show that, yes, MJF can indeed go to 60 minutes and blah, 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 blah. And they'll elevate him more and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be MJF. I don't really – because, Bryan goes so over. I don't think he, needs the title. You know what I mean? MJF, I'm kind of like – I don't know where he'll go after he loses the title, to be honest, unless you have another feud underway. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna give it to MJF. I think he's still gonna win because, of course, as you all know, he's better than you. and we all know it, you know?
You know what? Sadly, I gotta agree with you. I think MJF's gonna win it. I mean, Bryan Danielson, he's pretty much like the Acclaim. He's over, and he doesn't even have to have a title to be over at this point. And, Danielson has also said, like you said, that he wants to elevate other wrestlers, within the industry. So for him to win a match, given I got a feeling he's going to do it dirty, of course, for MJF to win a match against Bryan Danielson, that's going to give him a more hellified push. Maybe even a slight change of character where he's not like screaming about wanting to leave for WWE every week or something like that. Because he'll finally have like a good, decent fight under his belt. Not to mention he just got back not that long ago. It'd be way too early to pull it from him. So, yeah, I got to give it to MJF.
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys. I think MJF is going to retain. And of course, he's going to be bragging about it. But but for the most part, if he does retain, I just couldn't see. No, I'm just trying to figure out where that would go if he does retain. Like with Danielson, because you say you got the feud going on, you say like, this is important, I'm going against you, I want to beat you. And what if Danielson is like, well, I like the thing what you say about Danielson, he just likes to wrestle. He's in there to wrestle, just to wrestle. I mean, when you get hit in the head a few times for doing moves and you screw yourself up after a while, and you miss getting hit in the head a few times and you want to get back into it. Yeah, I can understand why you want to come back and just wrestle every week, No, but seriously, MJF I believe is going to retain because I just don't see, like you were saying, what they could do with him if he lost, unless he has pissed somebody else off on the roster, And I don't think he's the type that would have like open challenges for his title because he wants to hold on to it so bad, like how other people would do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and even then, like like you were saying, what would they do if he lost? Is there anybody else on the roster he's pissed off besides Takeshita? Seriously,
That would be kind of cool, though.
Yeah, honestly,
I do have to say, I do want.
Yeah, but he kind of left, so
he's Ring of Honor.
I do want to say, I do want at least one time, even if it's WWE, AEW, whoever. I really want a match sometime where there's a title match, and I guess they do. I guess I understand because it does kind of suck, like to buy a pay-per-view in advance, or maybe we're buying tickets to a show, and you're gonna see, for example, Hogan versus Flair. I'm just throwing out names, and then you find out in the last minute, oh, it's not gonna be Hogan versus Flair anymore because Flair just lost the title. Now it's gonna be Hogan versus Macho Man. You know what I mean? Like I guess it kind of makes sense in that aspect. You kind of feel ripped off, but I am curious though. I do want to see a match sometime, maybe not for a pay-per-view, maybe for something lesser or something. But I do want to see a match where it's champ versus champ, but somewhere along the way, the champ loses the title to someone else, which makes the match different. You know what I mean? Like that would have been cool to see at least once, But maybe not for a pay-per-view, maybe for like something free, like Battle of the Belts or something, so that you're not, I guess, feeling ripped off. Like, damn it, I wanted to see, Athena versus Willow. I didn't want to see Athena versus Ruby Soho, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're paying money in tickets and stuff. But yeah, I'm just curious about that. Because that was the whole thing. Since MJF was starting shit with Takeshita, they just randomly announced, that the Tony Khan announces next week MJF versus Takeshita for the title. And it's like, if Takeshita had won that match, we would have been seeing right now Bryan versus Takeshita. You know what I mean? They would have changed the whole everything,
Oh, I got you.
Oh, that would have been a hell of a match, too.
Been interesting. Oh, and also something else that you mentioned that I was going to say, too, is with Danielson, he doesn't really need the title win because, like you said, he's already over. It's sort of like Roddy Piper, He didn't have, I don't think he ever had a title, right? He's never won a title, right? I don't think he's ever had a title, but he was always over.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, what do you
title in WCW, but that was it.
Oh, okay. Well, as far as WWE, I mean, the other company. Oh, I don't think he ever had one there. All right, Johnny?
So I just want to say that for this match, I don't know. It's kind of like a no-brainer. I think MJF's gonna win this match, and I actually want to see him win this match because then, like you already know, he's gonna act more cockier. That I beat him. Blah 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 blah. He's gonna do more of his shenanigans, and it's just like I want to see what they're gonna keep. What's gonna happen like after this? Like, how much more cheesier is he gonna get by the minute? This is kind of like a comedic character. As talented as he is as a wrestler, he's very like comedic in a way.
Yeah. So it hasn't been very divisive in this one. We needed more contrarians, but now it's a special time. Now it's the time. It's already 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. As of recording right now, it may not be by the time you guys are listening to this video, of course. But now's the time that we refresh the Wikipedia article and see what other matches are added last minute, so we're not caught off guard and we're not saying like, well, we couldn't predict the match because you know what I mean. So let's see here.
Nothing.
Wow, nothing.
Wow.
That is interesting. Now, one thing I do want to say is I think a big chunk of it also is because, I mean, we're literally going to get an entire hour of MJF versus Daniel Bryan because they got to survive. They got to survive a 60-minute Iron Man match. So like one whole hour is devoted to them, before you get to the matches. And let me just, I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything real quick, any other news real quick before, just to give a bit more time before we refresh this. But I don't know if there's been any other wrestling news lately. There's been talk about Jeff Hardy or something. Is there talks about him coming back or something? Or possibly coming back?
No, he's still. I thought he was still dealing with that charge from last year. I thought.
Yeah, because that's what I heard. I heard there was arguments about, how like he's never gonna stop unless he gets like actual help. He can't just like keep forgiving his DUIs or whatever or something.
Oh,
I think he should retire, honestly.
I kind of agree at this point, but from my understanding, they were talking to Matt Hardy on his Twitch stream, and Jeff was brought up, and they said he's doing well. He's been clean, since he started doing the rehabilitation. He's been getting a lot better, a lot stronger. He didn't say exactly if or when Jeff would be cleared, but Jeff did say he wanted to go back, and they are waiting to clear him. So there's no exact date on it, but I wish him the best of luck. I hope he actually finally gets his shit together. Maybe he can finally get that match with Sting and kind of finish that up. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information I got on Jeff Hardy.
I showed my mother some stuff with the Hardys, like earlier stuff, and I showed her Jeff. I said, "Now this is Jeff Hardy. He's the wrestler I told you about that always seems to have the issues." So now Matt got himself together, but Jeff keeps falling off the wagon. That she was seeing the moves he was doing, and she said, "Well, I can understand why." He was saying, "Is he like in pain all the time or something?" I said, "I wouldn't be surprised."
Yeah,
But honestly, I really think that Jeff should just retire. But the thing is, he's been doing this since his teens or whatever. So it's just a part of him. So I guess I can see why he wouldn't want to quit. Like a certain senior citizen that really should.
Ric Flair. But
yeah, got cold there?
Yeah. Allergies are kind of flaring up, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. He's been doing this since he was a teen. Of course, he's going to try to leave out on his own terms. But in the same sense, we don't want him to leave out on a stretcher. So, like, he either kind of needs to dial it back a little bit or just call it quits. quit while you're ahead and you got all, everything's fully functioning.
Yeah, I mean, he
Chill
has
out.
his family and all of that. He could, hang around with or, spend more time with, He could focus on that. But I know for some wrestlers, they like that limelight and all that other, they like the excitement from,
Yeah.
being a part of that world. I just think that since he always had trouble getting himself together, he really needs to just legit quit.
Yeah.
But like you said, he probably want to go on his own terms, and he probably will never do that.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm the substance abuse thing. Yeah, if he nails it right, then yeah, he can get himself cleaned up. My whole issue, my main worry is just
Sting.
the bumps and the moves and the pain that he goes through. I mean, dude, you've already done more than enough. You've influenced a ton of wrestlers. I mean, look at the Darby Allins, look at the Sammy Guevaras, look at those guys. You influence them, and look at where they're at right now. Dude, you've done a big task. You've done your deed. If you feel like you got to hang it up, man, hang it up. There's no more need for you to jump off any more ladders, going through tables, taking sick ass bumps.
Over
If you
from
want to,
Titantrons.
right? If you want to just do a normal wrestling gig, do normal wrestling moves. We know you can do it. We've seen you do it. There's no need to go at a breakneck pace anymore.
I think that's a problem too. People always expect him to do those kind of half-line things or whatever, and they're gonna want him to do those things. So I think that's a problem too. Fans expect him to do it, so he's going to do it. Because like I said, I mean, even when I was younger and I used to watch, like WWF and stuff and look at them, with the Hardys, I really liked the Hardys, but I also like Edge and Christian. I also like the Dudley Boy. Anyway, I used to like the Hardys, and then, between the two of them, I liked Jeff more than I did Matt. Mainly because Jeff did the crazy stuff and Matt was cool. I liked Matt and I liked Jeff. Like I said, I always preferred Jeff over Matt. But thinking about it in hindsight, yeah, that was part of the problem. But the fact that he kept doing those things, you just automatically think, oh, well, he's cool with it until you find out, like, behind the scenes, he has a substance abuse problems. He had his, probably because he's dealing with pain and he was on, like, painkillers, alcohol, and all that stuff. So, you think about it after that, it's like, gee, he's been pushed too much, and now it's just, expected. But I can't think of any other wrestling news outside of the craziness going on at the other promotion, allegedly, selling and whatnot. And people stepping down and HR being fired, HR members being fired, just that stuff from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's been some craziness as of late. We'll be okay. They will be okay as long as they don't put he who shall not be named back into booking, because that's when it will become a mess. If he's just handling the money part, that's fine. But once he starts handling booking and, somebody that we knows, gets kicked out of there, that's when we're going to have a problem. I mean, the ship's been sailing pretty good as of late. He does not need to blow it up.
So you don't like good shit?
I don't like the good shit. I like the new shit. I'm actually starting to like the new shit, but I don't like the good shit.
Oh, okay.
I haven't liked the good shit since this lost its attitude, if you get what I mean.
Oh God, yeah.
I have to agree with that one. It became a bit too aggressive for me at one point.
Yeah, too much ruthless, what do you call it? Ruthless aggression for that particular era.
Yeah, and then after that, it got so watered down, it was practically PG. And I just couldn't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like looking at a PG movie or a PG version of an R-rated movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the repetitiveness of, the superheroes in it, the guys that were doing Superman punches, invisible men, all that type of stuff. It was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on, guys. I think maybe because like we got that 1 hour match. You gotta have all these 7 other matches plus 1 hour match. I'm not seeing any other match announced. I haven't seen anything on social media so far announcing this or that. And wow, I guess I mean they might announce some in the last minute. I know that sometimes when they have the what do you call it, the kickoff show, sometimes they don't really have matches. It's just like interviews and the promos, little, video packages and crap, but not like an actual match sometimes. So yeah, I think this is it. I don't think there's anything else. I refreshed the page a bunch of times. I'm not seeing anything else besides the matches we've already discussed. I think that's pretty much it.
But we got an hour dedicated to one. I mean, how many more matches can you put on the card? I mean, come on, you know what?
Like I would say 12 is excessive, but I'd say at least 10, right?
Yeah, but what if it's like okay? Remember what I said about the last pay-per-view, and I said it felt like the last match was rushed.
Yeah.
Remember how I said it's like like that scene from The Room with Johnny coming into the flower shop. I don't think they apparently only got like 3 minutes for the venue. They got 3 minutes left. Hey, jackass, get out of here! We need to finish filming. Okay, hello, bye bye, or whatever. That's what I said. Hurry up!
Oh, hi, doggy.
Tap out! You're spending some bitch. You would have tapped out like 5 minutes ago. No, that's
Yeah,
how I think. That's the thing. They don't want to have that situation where it comes across as rushed.
Yeah, I think they're trying to play a safe route and do it that way so they don't have to rush towards the end of the show or anything like that.
Yeah, like I said, last month it just really felt super rushed to me at that ending. It just felt like it just came out of nowhere,
All right, I think I might have something here, guys. Patience is always a virtue. Let me just make sure here.
I saw this.
Want to be accurate. I don't want to give out, misinformation or whatever. And I got enough of that online as it is, right? Let me see here. So let me make sure. Okay, so this might be it. Let me check this out. Yes, this is a trios match that is announced for the AEW Revolution 0 Hour. So, interesting. Okay. So check this out, guys. We've got the varsity athletes. I don't know who they are. And I mean, they've been on Dark before, but I haven't really, seen them. But the varsity athletes and Ari Daivari versus Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros.
Good Lord.
And I don't know about you, but I'm going for Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Can I just get just say I'm going with that in a way because Mark Briscoe is a part of it and they've been having to win everything lately. I think it's more like an apology thing, like, yo, man, we sorry we kind of did you and your brother wrong. So you know what? We're gonna let you win your matches. I'm just gonna say it. That's how I feel right now with that.
Like, I hate to say it, I really hate to, but you're right on that one. They really have been like pushing him kind of hard since his brother passed. Due to them kind of holding them back when they were together. But yeah, even without Briscoe, I would still go for it simply due to the fact of Lucha Bros. These varsity chumps, I don't even know who they are. Don't care who the varsity jabronis are. I said it. But yeah, I don't care about the varsity jabronis. It's the Lucha Bros. Plain and simple.
All right, Johnny. You're a Lucha Bros, bro, right?
I'm trying to update the page, but it's not showing
Yeah, it's not
up.
showing up there. It's still too soon. I just saw in the news. But yeah, Varsity Athletes and Ari Dabari versus Mark Briscoe and Lucha Bros. So basically, it's like reach for the sky, boy, and cero miedo, like together. That's pretty cool.
Lucha Bros.
Hey, we gotta give it up for the Paisas, man.
We have no divisiveness. There's like hardly any divisiveness in this for this entire card. Honestly.
Okay, I'm just gonna give it a couple more seconds there. Yeah, you did see the Ring of Honor thing too, didn't you, William?
Negative. I did not get a chance to watch the Ring of Honor show.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the matches were, could people that we don't know, but obviously we'll get to know more as they keep coming up and everything.
Like I knew the embassy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they've been in the pay-per-views here and there. But
I mean,
we
for
got
obvious
stuff like
reasons.
the Eminem dude with the upside down hat. I
No,
was
I'm
like,
saying for
yo,
obvious
who's the Eminem
reasons.
dude?
No, for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I got this weird feeling down the line that somehow Ring of Honor and AEW are going to get a lot closer than just Tony Khan owning them. And it's pretty much going to be like the SmackDown versus Raw type ordeal for Tony Khan's companies. I just have this weird feeling that's what's going to happen with them soon enough.
Now I was thinking Nitro.
Well, I mean,
versus
they're
Thursday
kind of
Night
already
Thunder.
doing it now with Eddie Kingston because they're kind of doing it. You know how they always do, like if you don't have this match, you're officially fired from Raw, and they really emphasize you're fired from Raw, and not WWE, just Raw, because obviously, what a surprise! The Miz is now on SmackDown the same week, that kind of shit. So now it's like Kingston's like you know what? I quit AEW and whatever. And it's like, oh shit, but no, he's the Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? So I do see some back and forth. And that's the thing, with Cody, with that whole match early in the career, it was kind of like, if I lose this match, I'll never chance for the title ever again. If Ring of Honor, if they had this thing, he could have just shown up at Ring of Honor and transferred the Ring of Honor title and won that. You know what I mean? Like they could have used that as a loophole.
Exactly. If you would have just held out that way, you would have been fine. But it would have been funnier if, they would have done Ring of Honor. Let's say they did Ring of Honor in the arena, right next door to where they did the AEW show. So you just see Eddie Kingston go, I quit. And then he walks out the door and you just see the cameraman just follow him and he just walks into the Ring of Honor arena. That would have been hilarious.
Oh, another thing, in other news, they're saying Daniel Bryan wants, I don't know if it will open or not, but he says he wants to open the show so he can go to bed early.
Fair.
Wow.
Yeah, but the thing is, not just an Iron Man match, but for the title, if that was the first one, I don't know what other match even comes close to be the main event. You know what I mean?
Moxley?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, since he's gosh, I don't like him. I don't know, I'm just sick of him, I guess. It's like the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
We should get caught up in some headlights or something.
Yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. This news is so new that it's not even on the Wikipedia page yet. That's how new it is. So I don't think they're going to announce any other matches. And again, we do have at least one match that's taking an entire hour all to itself. So I'm kind of thinking that they'll probably have, I want to bet maybe one more match that we won't know about to the last minute, then this trios match, and then they'll have the rest of the kickoff show is going to be, promos, interviews, and, the replays of why this guy hates that guy and all that kind of stuff before the show stuff. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done for now, guys. Anything else, we're just kind of dragging it on and everything. But any final words, amigos?
I got nothing.
Yeah, so I guess we'll wrap it up.
Moxley, you better lose because I'm sick of you. You and your cockiness and all your bull crap and your blading and bleeding that nobody wants to see. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Moxley, I'm sick and tired of you, just like the Young Bucks. Go away. Go on vacation. Go make some babies. I don't care. Just leave. I'm done.
You see, Renee Paquette drinking, so just when she hears that, go make some babies. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I know. Poor Renee. Oh, Renee, what do you see in a bleeder? I'm done.
I mean, to be fair, once a month she's a bleeder too, so they got that in common. So anyways,
I'm done.
So anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here before we get canceled, signing off for the Diving Cutter Wrestling podcast. We will, of course, return in next week or so after this pay-per-view has transpired, and we'll come back and dare to compare who was right, who was wrong, and stuff like that. And yeah, Mark Rodriguez signing off.
Ninja Panda 1980 and what may possibly be our last podcast, signing out.
This is Wendy, also known as Jupi Chan or Ninja Jupi, whatever you like to call me. Damn about that ice shit.
Okay, before people actually cancel this podcast, I didn't say nothing. You guys didn't say nothing. That's on Mark.
See, that's why we love Johnny. That's why we all love Johnny. See, Mark is the controversial one.
But other than that, I can't wait to see this pay-per-view. It's going to be awesome. I think the matches are pretty good. That one with Jeff Hardy, that one's kind of like, I don't know about that one that much. But other than that, I think most of the matches were pretty good and pretty decent. And I'm pretty sure they're going to surprise us with more last-minute matches announcements, which I don't know if it's going to happen anytime this second. But anyways, this is Johnny Rodriguez, and yeah, peace.
See you next time, guys.